Hey guys, it's Margarita, and today I am here to bring you a rather large unhaul. In the spirit of spring cleaning and all that kind of stuff, and with all the book buying I've been doing, I've been looking at my shelves and realizing I have a lot of books that I no longer am interested in. I've reread them and I went, eh. I've read them and I've gone, ugh. Ooh, that was an attractive face. So I decided to take them off my shelves, clear up some room for some of the books that I have yet to read and go from there. So first off, I'm going to start off with all the series that I'm getting rid of. First and foremost is going to be the Need series. This is about Faye. I read Need a couple years ago. It didn't really knock my socks off. And then I got Captivate. These are by Carrie Jones, by the way. I got Captivate, and again, my socks were not knocked off. I don't even think I finished this book, to be perfectly honest with you. So it's time to say goodbye. Next is a series that I really did enjoy when I read it, and I was going to reread it before I decided whether or not I was going to get rid of it, but I think my taste has changed enough that I will no longer want to reread it. And that is the Lux series by Anna Godberden. I probably pronounced that wrong, and I'm sorry. And I have all 4 books, and the covers are gorgeous. I mean, I think they're gorgeous. Don't know what happened to the dust jacket for that one, but I think they're really pretty, and I really enjoyed them when I read them. But I was looking at them, and I wanted to reread them, and then the more I looked at these books on my shelves, the more I was like, eh. So that's the end of those. Sorry, trying to fix the light. So next up is the Fallen series by Lauren Kate. I have the entire series, and I got this when I was going through that like weird teenage phase where you're like, ooh, I'm dark and brooding. Let me get a book that's dark and brooding too. And I've realized I've since grown out of that phase. These books, if I remember correctly, are about angels, and I enjoyed them when I read them, but again, meh, not really so interested anymore. Next is the Linger series by Maggie Stiefvater, or the Shiver series, Linger, which one's first? I think it's Shiver. The Shiver series by Maggie Stiefvater. I read the first book years ago, and I got the second book. I don't even think I've touched it. So it's time to get rid of it. I like Maggie Stiefvater. I think she's a good writer. She had a Faye series that I read that I liked, but I'm past that phase in my life. So the last series that I have to get rid of is the Wicked Lovely series by Melissa Marr. I have the whole collection, and to be perfectly honest with you, I was thinking about keeping them because look at these covers. They're gorgeous. They're beautiful. I love the covers, but I did start rereading these last year, and they're just not my favorite, and I can't justify keeping this much space on my bookshelf for books that I'm not going to really reread. I think I'm like up to the 3rd or 4th book in this series rereading it, and that book just can't keep my interest. I'm not interested, so it's time to get rid of it. Next, I'm going to get rid of The Dark Divine by Brie Despain. I did a mini review in one of my wrap-ups with this. It was a good book, but by no means was I super impressed with it. It's about werewolves and this forbidden love and blah, blah, blah. I've since outgrown this kind of thing, so I don't need it on my shelf anymore. Next is The Splendor Falls by, who's this by? Rosemary Clement Moore. I want to say I picked this up because the main character is a ballerina, and I'm a ballerina, so I was like, this is great. And then, as you can see, I got about this far into the book, stopped reading it years ago, so I'm not going to pick it back up. Next is my first Stephen King novel, and that is Insomnia. I read this in January. It took me the entire month to get through it. It's pretty big, and to be perfectly honest with you, it was so boring. I mean, the first, how long is this book? It's like 600 pages. The first 300, 400 pages, I just couldn't care less. But it got to the point where I kept reading it because first of all, I wanted to know what the hell was going on. But second of all, because it was like, this is personal now. I need to finish this book. So, I thought the writing was kind of mediocre. This story did not impress me. Let me know if there are any other Stephen King novels that I should try because I'm interested in reading his stuff. This was just not for me. So it's time to go. Next is Let's Get Lost by Sarah Manning. Again, this was that phase where I was like, oh, I'm a rebel. I'm a teenager without a cause. I've since grown out of it. This story is about a teenager who thinks she's too good and blah. It was dumb. I mean, when I read it, I liked it. I know I reread it maybe 2 or 3 times when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I'm not interested in it anymore, and I find the premise kind of dumb now that I'm older. And last but not least is Ruling Passions by Alexandra Harvey. This has 3 books in it. What is it? Hearts at Stake, Blood Feud, and Out for Blood. I read the first 2 years ago, and they're vampire stories, and I'm kind of outgrowing wanting to keep vampire stories unless they were ones that I really, really loved as a teenager. This is not one of them, so it's leaving. So that's all I have for my spring unhaul as of right now. If I have any other books to get rid of, I'll let you guys know. And I will be donating these books to the library. So yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys are unhauling in your spring cleaning, and I'll see you next time. Bye.